Hello everyone, myself Prashant Kohli, Assistant Professor in Chemistry. Dear friends, in the last video we discussed about IUPAC nomenclature of coordination complexes. So basically in that video we discussed some rules to give the IUPAC name for different coordination complexes. In this video we are going to discuss the same topic with continuation of IUPAC nomenclature of coordination complexes. Those who missed that video can see that video. I am giving here the link of previous video. Now continue with this same topic, that is IUPAC nomenclature of coordination complexes. Here we will discuss some examples which have a net negative charge on overall complex, as well as some counter ions will be present in the complexes. So let us start to give how to give the name for different coordination complexes. So starting with the example 11, in the last video we almost discussed 10 examples of coordination complexes. So hence I am continuing the numbering here. So in the 11 number example you can see the complex potassium aluminum oxalato complex. Now previously we also discussed that what are the important points should be noted while giving the IUPAC name to the complexes. First, you should know the name of the ligands, what kind of the charge is present on the ligand, as well as you should also know how to calculate the oxidation state of central metal atom in the complex if some negative ligands are attached to the metal. So here you can see that oxalato is a negative ligand. So we have to calculate the oxidation state of central metal atom aluminum in this example. So what are the charges present on the potassium? Basically potassium belongs to the group first in the periodic table, and all the group first element, that is alkali metals, have a +1 charge, natural +1 charge present on these metals. So whenever one potassium will be there, we have to consider +1 for one potassium. So hence we can see that here potassium ions are 3, so +1 into 3. For aluminum we will assume X plus -2 into 3. So for oxalato ligand there is a -2 charge, C2O4 2 minus. So there are 3 oxalato ligands, so consider -2 into 3, so is equal to 0. When there is a no charge is present on the complex, we will consider equal sign as a 0. So do the algebraic sum, +3 plus x minus 6 is equal to 0. We will shift that -6 to the RHS as well as this +3 to the RHS by doing the calculation. X is equal to +3, so that is central metal aluminum is present in the +3 oxidation state in this complex. Now what is the important point? You can see that the purple arrow, that is for when the counter ion will be detached from this complex. So there will be a net negative charge on this complex. So this complex will become AlC2O4 thrice 3 minus as a net negative charge on the complex. Now whenever there is a net negative charge is present on the complex, so what is the rule we discussed in the previous video? The particular metal with end with the ATE suffix. So that is what the rule when the complex has a net negative charge. So AlC2O4 thrice 3 minus plus 3 potassium counter ions will be detached when this complex is subjected to dissolve in a particular solvent. So it is assumed that these counter ions definitely will be detached from the complex and the complex will gain a net negative charge. So what will be the name for this complex? Aluminum is present in the +3 oxidation state. Total oxalato ligands are 3. Oxalato is a bidentate ligand. So for 3 ligands we will use the term tri, and the counter ion which is present to the LHS of this complex, that is potassium, is a counter ion present to the LHS. Initially we have to write the name of that complex, potassium. So no matter how many potassium ions are present in the complex, that may be 2, 3, 4, but we have to write down simply potassium, give the space. For oxalato we will consider 3 oxalato ions are there, so trioxalato. Continuing with the name of metal, aluminate, 3. Now you can see that here we end the metal aluminum with ATE. So basically when the metal complex has a net negative charge, in that condition we end the metal with this ATE as a wording. So keep in mind, whenever the complexes has a net negative charge, simply we will end the metal with ATE suffix, and when counter ion name is written in the complex, give the space. So overall name of this complex will be potassium space trioxalato aluminate 3. So simply again another complex we have 12 number example, lithium aluminum hydride complex LiAlH4. So for this complex we have to also find out the oxidation state of metal, because negative ligand hydrido is attached to the metal, and most of the time we know that aluminum is present in the +3 oxidation state in the complex. So whenever aluminum is present along with some negative ligand, so the 99% oxidation state of aluminum will be +3, because it is very stable in that oxidation state, and in most of the cases you will find that aluminum is present in the +3 oxidation state. So here lithium is again belong to the group first. So for that lithium we will consider the +1 charge. So +1 into +1 for single lithium, plus X for aluminum. We don't know the oxidation state of aluminum, so we will assume as X. Now total hydrido ligands are 4. For one hydrido ligand there is a -1 charge. So -1 into 4 is equal to 0. So +1 X minus 4 is equal to 0. So X is equal to 4 minus 1. So in this case again aluminum get the oxidation state as a +3. So most of the time aluminum is present in the +3 oxidation state. Now same thing will be happen with this complex. When this complex is dissolved in particular solvent, the lithium is present to satisfy the some negative ions or some kind of the charge present on the complex. So it will be detached from the overall complex, and this complex will get a net negative charge after detachment of this lithium from this complex. So hence again we can see that the aluminum is present in the +3 oxidation state. Total hydrido ligands are 4. So for 4 ligands we will use the term tetra, and again write down the counter ions to the LHS, because it is present to the LHS in the complex. So write down lithium space tetrahydrido. For normal hydrogen we use hydrogen, but here this hydrogen is present as a ligand H minus, so it will be termed as a hydrido. So there are 4 hydrido ligands present. So assume that tetrahydrido, again net negative charge is there on the complex. So aluminum will be end with the aluminate 3. So overall name of this complex will be lithium space tetrahydrido aluminate 3. So this is the overall name for this complex. Now again in example number 13, so counter ion is present sodium Na3CO NO2 6, that is overall complex. You have to give the name for this complex, and first of all the important point in case of naming the complexes, we must know the oxidation state of central metal atom. Whenever the negative ligands are present, we have to do the algebraic sum for the all the charges present in the particular metal atom present in the complex. So here again sodium is present. So for one sodium we will consider +1 into 3. For cobalt we will assume X plus -1 into 6. So overall charge on the NO2 ligand is -1, and there are 6 ligands. So -1 into 6 is equal to 0. So do the algebraic sum, plus 3x minus 6 is equal to 0. So x is equal to 6 minus 3. When we shift this plus 3 and minus 6 to the RHS or to the equal sign, so they will the plus quantity will become negative and negative quantity will become positive. So that is the rule of math. Every one of us knows that this concept. So x is equal to 6 minus 3, x is equal to plus 3. Again cobalt central metal atom has plus 3 oxidation state. So we can see that the cobalt has plus 3 oxidation state. Now overall there are 6 ligand, and we use the term for 6 is a hexa. Now the nitrito is also nitrito ligand is of the two types. Basically, when the bonding is from nitrogen, it is called as a nitrito N, and when the bonding is from oxygen, it is called as nitrito O. So basically here, when the NO2 is present in the complex, we generally use the term nitrito N because the bonding to the metal is from nitrogen. So hence it is termed as nitrito N. So write down first of all the counter ion present in the complex to the LHS. So we will write down sodium, then for 6 ligand we will consider the term hexa, nitrito N, cobaltate 3. Again you can see that the cobaltate name is written for the metal because you consider here when these particular sodium ions will be detached from this complex, the complex will get a net negative charge 3 minus, because 3 plus charge is detached from the complex and the complex will get 3 negative charge. So how it is? Because NO2 has a minus 6 charge and central metal atom cobalt has a plus 3 oxidation state. So minus 6 and plus 3, it will be a minus 3, and that charge will be accommodated on the complex. So after detachment of these 3 ions, for balancing this 3 minus charge, 3 sodium ions were present in the complex. Once these sodium ions detach from this complex, the complex will get a net negative charge. Hence the metal name will be end with the ATE suffix. So what is the name of this complex? Sodium hexanitrito N, cobaltate 3. So we have to give the space after writing the counter ion. Now example number 14, very simple example. OH ligands are present. So OH in terms of ligand is called as hydroxo. So basically this OH has minus 1 charge. So we will assume first of all, whenever there is a charge present on the complex, whatever it may be, positive or negative, so simply we will write down this charge to the RHS by writing the equal sign. Write down the charge, that is minus 3. Now assume the oxidation state of metal as X. Now OH has minus 1 charge, overall OH are 6. So minus 1 into 6 is equal to minus 3. So X minus 6 is equal to minus 3, X is equal to minus 3 plus 6. After shifting this 6 to the RHS, it will become a positive quantity and X is equal to plus 3. So that is the central metal atom Fe got the plus 3 oxidation state in this complex. Now we can see that there are total hydroxyl ligands are 6. So here you can see that the hydroxyl ligands are 6. So for this hydroxyl 6 ligand, or for 6 ligand, we use the term hexa, and again you can see that the complex is end complex metal, or basically the metal present in the complex end with the suffix ATE because the complex is getting a net negative charge, or simply the complex has a net negative charge. So what will be the name of this complex? Hydroxoferrate 3. So that will be the simple name for this complex because no counter ion is present and net negative charge is present on the complex is minus 3. So hence we have written here ATE. So again moving to the next example, that is potassium AuCN4 minus. So this is the complex. Again we can see the complex has a net negative charge. So initially the counter ion is a potassium, which is a group first alkali metal. All alkali metals have a plus 1 charge. So plus 1 into 1 plus, assume the oxidation state of gold or Au as X, plus cyanide ligand has a minus 1 charge. So there are total 4 cyanide molecules, or simply in terms of ligand, cyanide is called as a cyano. So minus 1 into 4, write down the charge present on the complex to the equal sign to the RHS of this calculation, that is equal sign after minus 1. So plus 1 into plus 1, that is plus 1, X minus 1 into 4 minus 4 is equal to minus 1. So X is equal to 1 minus 4 is equal to minus 1. So X is equal to minus 1 plus 3. After shifting this minus 4 to the RHS, it will become a positive quantity. So do the algebraic sum, minus 1 plus 3 is equal to plus 2. So Au or gold has a plus 2 oxidation state in this complex, and you can see that the overall charge is minus 4 for negative ligands, and the Au has plus 2 charge, and this potassium has a plus 1 charge. So total positive charge is plus 3 and total negative charge is minus 4. So plus 3 minus 4 is equal to minus 1, and hence the complex is gaining a net negative charge minus 1. So because negative charge is minus 4 for 4 cyano ligands, Au has plus 2 oxidation state and potassium has a plus 1 charge. So plus 1 plus 2 plus 3 and cyano minus 4 is equal to minus 1. So overall complex is gaining a net negative charge in this complex. So basically charge present on the complex is a algebraic sum between the metal atoms present in the overall complex. So if that charge is not balanced by negative or positive, so that particular charge will be appear on the complex. So most probably we can see that the gold or Au in this complex has a plus 2 oxidation state and total cyanide or cyano ligands are 4. So we will use the term here tetra, and again initially we have to write the counter ion name potassium to the LHS of this complex, give the space tetra cyano orate 2. So basically while naming the gold, generally we consider the negatively charged metal as a orate, and again it ends with the suffix ate. So we can consider potassium space tetracyano orate 2 complex. So this is the simple name for this complex, and again it is a negative complex, or again it has a net negative charge, so metal will end with the suffix ate. Now NiCN4, the square planar complex, here again a net negative charge. So initially why minus 2 charge is present on the complex, I will clarify. So total cyano ligands are 4. So one cyano has minus 1 charge. So minus 1 into 4 minus 4, and in this complex nickel has plus 2 oxidation state. We also discussed in previous video that nickel is also present in a plus 2 oxidation state in most of the complexes, as well as in some cases nickel is present in the 0 oxidation state whenever the neutral ligand is attached to the nickel. But you will find that the nickel in most of the complexes present in the plus 2 oxidation state. So NiCN4 2 minus. So why negative charge? Because nickel is present in the plus 2 oxidation state and cyano has a minus 4 charge. So minus 4 plus 2 minus 2. So that minus 2 charge is appearing on the complex. So basically we just discussed that the charge present on the complex is the algebraic sum between the oxidation state of metal and charge present on the ligands. So here initially we will find out the oxidation state of nickel. So we will assume for nickel as x. So x plus minus 1 into 4 is equal to minus 2. So x minus 4 is equal to minus 2. By shifting that minus 4, it will become a positive quantity to the RHS. So x is equal to plus 4 minus 2, x is equal to plus 2. So we just seen that the oxidation state of metal in this complex is plus 2. Now total cyano ligands are 4. So simply we will use the term 4 for 4 ligands, tetra, and hence the IUPAC name for this complex will be tetracyanonickelate 2. Again you can see that the nickelate term is used because the overall complex has a net negative charge. So that is one of the IUPAC rule. Whenever there is a net negative charge present on the complex, the metal present in the complex will end with the name ATE. So that is the IUPAC rule. I hope that you are getting these examples, and you are also you don't have any doubt regarding the examples. If you have any doubt, please comment in the video regarding the IUPAC nomenclature of the complexes. So in the moving further, the example number 17. So here you can see the mercury ion is present to the LHS as a counter ion, and overall the complex is COCN4. So the complex is very simple, but the negative ligand is attached with the metal, so we have to find the oxidation state of central metal atom cobalt. So basically we know that Hg has very stable oxidation state plus 2. Whenever Hg is present as a counter ion in the complex, so for Hg calculate the charge or oxidation state as a plus 2. Naturally we have to consider as a plus 2 for 1 Hg. So 1 Hg is present in the complex mercury, so 1 into plus 2 charge, assume for cobalt X, and 1 SCN has a minus 1 charge. So minus 1 into 4 is equal to 0. So no charge is present on the complex, so we will assume to the RHS as a 0. So do the algebraic sum, plus 2 plus x minus 4 is equal to 0. So x is equal to 4 minus 2. By shifting this minus 4 to the RHS, it will become positive quantity. So 4 minus 2 is X is equal to plus 2. So here cobalt has a plus 2 oxidation state, and we have calculated the oxidation state for central metal atom cobalt is a plus 2. Now simply overall there are 4 thiocyanato ligand. So these thiocyanato ligands are also actually it is ambident ligand. In several complexes the bonding is from nitrogen, and in several complexes bonding is from sulfur. When in a particular molecule 2 donor atoms are present, but one time only one atom will donate the lone pair of electron to the central metal atom, that particular ligand is called as an ambident ligand. So SCN is an example of ambident ligand, and when the bonding is from sulfur, it is termed as a thiocyanato S, and when the bonding is from nitrogen, it is termed as thiocyanato N. So most probably when SCN is written, we have to consider thiocyanato S. When NCS is written in the complex, we have to consider the bonding from nitrogen, thiocyanato N. So that is the difference between these two terms, that is a thiocyanato S and thiocyanato N. So it is a ambident kind of the ligand. So for 4 ligands we will consider tetra, and initially we have to write down the counter ion name, that is mercury. So give the space mercury space tetracyanato cobaltate tetra thiocyanato cobaltate 2. So that is the overall name for this complex. Write down the name of counter ion mercury, give the space tetra thiocyanato cobaltate 2. So this is the overall name for this complex. Moving further, we have another example, cobalt NH36 Cl3. So here we can consider the oxidation state. We have to calculate the oxidation state for central metal atom. So assume for cobalt as a X, amine is a neutral ligand. For neutral ligand amine we will consider the 0 charge. So 0 into 6, that will be 0, plus minus 1 into 3, 1 chlorine has a minus 1 charge. So there are total 3 chloride ions are present in the complex as a counter ions to the RHS of coordination sphere. So minus 1 into 3 is equal to 0. As the complex has no overall charge, so we will consider as a 0 to the RHS. So X plus 0, because 0 into 6 0, plus minus 1 into 3 minus 3 is equal to 0. So after shifting this minus 3 to the RHS, it will become a positive quantity. So X is equal to plus 3. So we can see that the cobalt has a plus 3 oxidation state in this complex. So probably there is a counter ion present to the RHS. So we have to write the counter name to the RHS of the complex after writing the oxidation state of central metal atom, giving the complete name for this complex, hexaamine. So amine, that is what the 6 amine ligands are present. So for that we will use hexaamine cobalt 3. Oxidation state is written in the Roman letters. So cobalt 3 space chloride. So here you can see that we have written the name chloride after giving space and after writing the oxidation state of metal atom. So why we written this chloride to the RHS? Because in coordination sphere or in the complex it is present to the RHS. So in previous example we seen that the counter ions written to the LHS because they are present to the LHS in the complex. So you have to keep this in mind that whenever the counter ions present to the LHS, write their name to the very beginning, and whenever the counter ions present to the RHS, so write down their name at the end after writing the oxidation state of metal. So here you can see that there is no net negative charge on the complex. So simply we will write down the name of cobalt as a simply cobalt, no cobaltate. So hexaamine cobalt 3 chloride, this is the complete name for this complex. Now another example, NiH2 6SO4, the counter ion SO4 is present in this complex. So initially calculate the oxidation state for this metal. So here is some typographical mistake. So basically in this complex nickel is present in the +2 oxidation state. Everywhere in most of the complexes nickel is present in the +2 oxidation state. So that is a typographical mistake. So please assume the oxidation state of nickel as a +2. So X plus 0 into 6, so that will be 0 because aqua is a neutral ligand, and SO4 has a -2 charge, so -2 into 1, so that will be -2. So shift that -2 to the RHS, so X is equal to +2. So oxidation state of nickel in this complex is +2. So there are total 6 aqua ligand, so we will use the term hexa aqua. So the naming for this complex will be hexa aqua nickel, hexa aqua nickel second, and write down the name of counter ions after giving the space as a sulfate. So hexa aqua nickel second sulfate. So that is the complete name for this complex. Now in this example, there are multiple ligands are present. For multiple ligands, we have one rule, that is what? If the multiple ligands are present in the complex, write them alphabetically. So that is again IUPAC rule. So here we don't know the oxidation state of cobalt central metal atom, assume as X. So aqua has a 0 charge which is present as a 1 ligand, so 0 into 1 0. Again amine has a 0 charge because it is a neutral ligand, so 0 into 5 again 0, plus -1 into 3, that is -3. Write down to the equal sign 0 because there is no net charge on the complex. So X plus 0 minus 3 is equal to 0, so X is equal to +3. So central metal atom cobalt has a +3 oxidation state in this complex. Now you can see that there are multiple ligands, so use the alphabetical order. In alphabetical order, initially we will consider as amine, firstly preference to the amine, then aqua. So write down the name for 5 amine, we will consider as a pentaamine, and only one single aqua is present, so write down only aqua for single water ligand, aqua ligand, cobalt 3, and to the RHS of this complex write down the counter ion name iodide, only iodide. So in the complex there are 3 iodines, but simply we will write down only iodide. So pentaamine aqua cobalt 3 space iodide. So this is the complete name for this complex, that is a pentaamine aqua cobalt 3 chloride, sorry, iodide. Now another example, CrH2O6Cl3. Here again the counter ion is present. So here I think you are now aware how to find out the oxidation state of central metal atom. So X has a +3 oxidation state, so chromium has +3 oxidation state in this complex. Overall 6 aqua ligands are present in this complex, so we will use the term hexa, and again write down the chloride ion name to the RHS of this complex because it is present to the RHS in the coordination complex. So hexa aqua chromium 3 chloride, so that will be the complete name for this complex because 6 water ligands are present, hexa aqua chromium 3 chloride, and give the space after oxidation state and write down the name chloride counter ion. Now the next example consisting the platinum, and in this example platinum is present in the +2 oxidation state. So you can see that how many negative ligands are present in the complex. So Br has a -1 charge, Cl has a -1 charge, NO2 has a -1 charge, amine has a 0 charge. So overall 3 negative ligands got the -3 charge, and platinum is present in +2 oxidation state. So +2 minus 3, that will be -1. So hence the complex got the -1 charge in this complex. So it is simply the anionic complex. We have to give the nomenclature for this complex. So assume for platinum as a X, Br has a -1 charge and single Br is present in the complex. So -1 into 1, Cl again -1 into 1, NO2 -1 into 1 plus 0 into 1 is equal to -1. So that is what X is equal to -1 plus 3. So how it is? After shifting this -3 charge to the RHS, it will become a positive quantity. So already there is a -1 charge on the complex, so keep it as it is. So -1 in -1 plus 3, X is equal to plus 2. So platinum also present in most of the complexes in +2 and +4 oxidation state. So here oxidation state of platinum is +2. So again multiple ligands are present, so write them alphabetically. The IUPAC name for this complex will be amine bromo chloro nitritoN platinate second. So as the complex, as the metal overall complex has a negative charge, so metal name will be end with the ATE. So there are several examples where only neutral ligands are attached. So here you can consider when the only neutral ligands are attached to the metal. We have discussed in the previous video that only neutral ligands are attached to the complex. In that case, oxidation state of central metal atom is 0. So please keep this rule or keep in your mind that when the only neutral ligands are attached to the central metal atom, in that case overall oxidation state of the metal is 0. So that is the rule, or you can see that is a simple hint for you. But what is the condition? The metal should be attached to only neutral ligand. So no negative ligands or positive ligands should be present in the complex. So when only neutral ligands are attached to the metal in the complex, so it has a 0 oxidation state. So as there is a, you have to not calculate the oxidation state in this complex because only neutral ligand carbonyl is attached to the nickel metal. So how many carbonyls are there? 4. So we will assume as a tetra. So the IUPAC name for this complex will be tetracarbonyl nickel 0 because nickel has a 0 oxidation state, and write down the simple name of metal nickel as a nickel because no negative charge. So we will not end with ATE. So simple name for this complex is tetracarbonyl nickel 0. In the another example, again there is a carbonyl ligand. So again oxidation state of chromium is 0. So 6 carbonyl are present in this complex. So we will assume as a hexa for 6 carbonyl, that is hexacarbonyl. So the name for this complex will be hexacarbonyl chromium 0. So that is a very simple name for these complexes. When the complex has a neutral ligands are present. So Ap is attached to the 5 carbonyl in this complex. So ApCO5. So for 5 ligand we will use the term penta. So name for this complex will be pentacarbonyl ion 0. That is a simple name for this complex. Next example is ApPy6. So pyridine is again neutral ligand and the metal will have again a 0 oxidation state. So there are total 6 pyridine. So use as a hexapyridine for 6 pyridine. So hexapyridine ion 0, that will be the name for this complex. Next, NiPPH3 4H2O2. Now again PPH3 and water both are the neutral ligand, and this PPH3 is termed as a triphenyl phosphine. For those ligands which are already prefixes di and tri, we have another terminology to give the nomenclature. When these kinds of the ligands which are having already prefixes di and tri, so if these ligands are present in the 2 number, then use bis. If these 3 ligands are present in the 3 number, use tris. When these ligands consisting the prefixes di tri present in 4 number, then use the term tetrakis. So here triphenyl phosphine is present in 4 number, and already triphenyl phosphine has a term tri. So we cannot use the triphenyl phosphine. So for that we will use the tetrakis triphenyl phosphine. So basically the IUPAC name for this complex will become diaqua. So because the more than 2 ligands are present, so we have to give the naming alphabetically. So diaqua tetrakis. For 4 triphenyl ligand we use the term tetrakis triphenyl phosphine nickel 0 because only neutral ligands are attached to the metal. So simply the oxidation state of central metal atom nickel is 0 in this complex. For 2 aqua we will term diaqua. For 4 triphenyl phosphine use the term tetrakis triphenyl phosphine nickel 0. So we already discussed that rules in the very beginning in the last video, or before that video I have discussed the rules for IUPAC nomenclature of coordination complexes. Those students don't know the rules for IUPAC nomenclature complexes, I will give the in the comment section or in the description box. I will provide the link of that video where I have discussed about the rules of IUPAC nomenclature of coordination complexes. So friends, this is all about the IUPAC nomenclature of coordination complexes. I hope that you learn from this video. So keep watching, and for any doubt please comment in this video in the comment section. You can also ask me via email, and thank you very much for watching my video. All the best. Thank you.